Hello, friends and amigos, for our Judges Chapter 5 study. Judges Cinco, because I'm bilingual. Not really. Anyway, Judges Chapter 5, if you don't have the PDF, which you're seeing up on the screen now, you can download it for free at tobelikechrist.com. There's a link down in the description. Okay, Judges Chapter 5 is a continuation of the story that we left off on in Judges Chapter 4. Remember, what judge did we talk about in Judges 4? We talked about Deborah and Barak and Sisera and Jabin and the Israelites fighting the Canaanites for their freedom because the Canaanites had oppressed them. Right, so Deborah is the judge who we're going to be talking about. Going down on our outline to our win section, I already mentioned that this is a continuation from chapter 4, same story. And just in general, the period of the Judges is placed between the years 1450 and 1000 BC by most scholars. Now, in terms of our map, in the last chapter, we talked about the Israelite army gathering at Mount Tabor. You can see that on the map to the southwest of the Sea of Galilee. They fought the Canaanites at near the river Kishon. Now, in this chapter, chapter 5 is a song of victory, kind of talking about and recording the events of the battle that took place in the last chapter. Our characters also remain the same from last chapter. We've got Deborah, the fourth judge of Israel, Barak, who she called on to lead the Israelite army to battle against the Canaanites. We've got Jabin, he was the king of Canaan, Sisera, the commander of the Canaanite army, and then Jael. You remember what she did? She killed Sisera with a tent peg at the end of the last chapter. Now we want to move over to our outline section. We want to break the chapter down by sections. I've got the whole chapter under one section, though, in this case. Verses 1 through 31, the song of Deborah and Barak. That's the whole chapter. So Judges 5 is a record of a song sung by Deborah and Barak after their victory over the Canaanites. The song began by praising God for arriving to help his people and arriving with great power. Deborah sang about God raising her up as a mother to Israel when they were weak and oppressed. And she continued on by praising the commanders and generals who had accompanied her and Barak to battle. The song praised several tribes that fought in the battle, namely Ephraim, Benjamin, Zebulun, Issachar, and part of Manasseh. The bravery of the tribe of Zebulun is specifically mentioned, but the song also rebukes several tribes that didn't fight in the battle, that didn't participate, namely Reuben, part of Manasseh, Dan, and Asher. So here's an interesting, I thought a beautiful section of the song that I wanted to call out, verse 20 and 21. From heaven the stars fought, from their courses they fought against Sisera. The torrent Kishon swept them away. The ancient torrent, the torrent Kishon, march on, my soul, with might. So the song goes on, praises Jael for her bravery and for outwitting and killing Sisera, the general of the opposing army. Verse 24 says, most blessed of women be Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite, of tent-dwelling women most blessed. One of the final sections of the song describes the lament of Sisera's mother, who was never going to see her son return from battle. And the song ended with a curse on all of God's enemies and a blessing on all of his friends. And we're told at the very end of this chapter that Israel had rest for 40 years after the defeat of Jabin and Sisera and the Canaanites. And now let's take a quick look at our application. Your legacy is going to be written in eternity. How do you want to be remembered? Do you want to be remembered as the tribe of Reuben in this chapter, as someone who sat on the sideline while God's people went to war? Or do you want to be remembered as the men of Zebulun, as a soldier marked by bravery who fought for the freedom of his fellows? The scriptures tell us that there's a war going on all around us for the freedom of the souls of men. What will your legacy be in that conflict?